everybody, and welcome to session number 3 of Mass Effect Revolution. This is our season 2 of our Mass Effect tabletop campaign. Again, session 3. We are joined once again by our players because we had a very fast pace, gripping, death defying session last time. If you missed it, you definitely want to watch it. Because a lot of really cool stuff happened, especially in the second half. But we're going to start with our warm up question today. And it's for the players out of character. Now that you've had 2-ish sessions to role play your character, I wanted to find out from you guys, was there anything that surprised you? Was there something about your character conceptually that maybe had changed once you actually started role playing them, or maybe not completely changed, but like evolved, and went into direction that perhaps you didn't initially anticipate when you first came up with the concept of your character, now that you've been playing your character in practice? Because I find that sometimes it takes time for you to like really get into your character and figure a character out, and sometimes what's on paper at the beginning doesn't automatically completely translate exactly once you actually are playing them in practice. So that's my question. Or is your character exactly the way that you envisioned it from the beginning and nothing really surprised you or changed or evolved?
So, in regards for Dia, I feel like very obvious one is I didn't expect for Dia to be a murderer, at least in the first session. So, um, but yeah, that kind of flipped around a lot of my character's uh history because originally I was going in with a different impression of what it would be, right? But after that little experience, it kind of really changed a lot for how I'm seeing the character and how I'm seeing how I would future play her in the future, especially with if I actually meet Alan. It'll very it's caused me to think a lot about how I'm going to approach this and uh, how Dia's personality is going to show itself in the future. And yeah, so that's the big thing. That's the big difference in regards to Dia.
I was thinking about like the first session and like Mikhail, I'd say like the origin story didn't go exactly as I planned. It it's got it's got me surprised and it's got me thinking. Like Vito has a lot less of a hero complex than I intended him to have, especially because of that. And yeah, I'm getting the feeling is much more awkward than I expected him to be, but then again, it's me playing it. So I'd say I'd say it's kind of a little bit of me that's been like warming itself inside that character. And yeah, it's such a really interesting to see how the character grows depending on what happens to them.
Nathan's origin story, I'd say that went about 95% of what I actually expected it to go. The other 5% was meeting Logan in those early days, but that was interesting. I didn't like that. That basically still was Nathan. It's just that I was unexpected. Um, Session 1 was more where Nathan had a little bit more of a mean streak with Freya than I expected myself to even have with her, because I wasn't expecting Hark to portray her in that sort of way, but I liked it. I thought that it made a certain amount of sense considering what happened between the two of them. Um, but Nathan Nathan doesn't inherently feel like he could actually be mean to people, knowing what they've gone through too. But that was the one exception, and I'm pretty sure he feels bad about it, and I feel bad about it too, to a certain degree, even. So Nathan's mean streak was something that I wasn't expecting, especially out of myself, because I like to think that I'm actually pretty capable of role playing a character the way I want him to be. But when that came up, I kind of just lost it a little. There was other times where I felt like Nathan needed to be a little bit less people person. Like he needed to be a little bit more sheltered slightly, maybe a little bit less outgoing. But I felt like, that might come a little bit later. What we see near the end of session 1 is sort of like a window into his own psyche. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Hark challenges me coming and challenges everyone else here coming forward with that kind of stuff. So
I thought Gimmick would play was that I was going to take from the things the other characters did and what the experiences that they went through together and grow from them. So I tried to keep all of the story of my character loose and don't make things to set on stone from the beginning. So most of the things that happen already go against what I expected. Like I didn't expect the origin story of Gimmick to be to go as it happened, and I didn't expect anything of that. And yeah, maybe other thing that I didn't expect was that I thought maybe Gimmick would grow gradually and take more time for him to take hard decisions. But yeah, last session there was a couple of things that it had to take from the things that it saw from the others and try to pick the best course of action. But yeah, most of the things that happened were unexpected for me, and I like it.
I think Gimmick made a very strong decision in the
Yeah.
first session too. Session 1 as well, not just session 2.
Oh yeah.
So awesome. Great. So before we get back on the train scene again, because we will pick things up immediately after how things ended in session 2. It's funny that Mikhail mentioned something during his warm-up, because we are going to start with a flashback today. We're actually going to start with 2 flashbacks today, but we're going to start with Logan's flashback. So, Logan, we're going to go back in time again. This time, you are 16 years old, approximately. Okay? So it's been 8-ish years since the events of the Reaper conflict. And you are at your human residence house. So your father, because I think some people were asking about that, your father did survive the events of the Reaper conflict. Your mother, of course, did not. And the interesting thing is, Alan never tells anyone what happened to his mom. He never says anything to his dad. He never says anything to his family. So your mom is given a funeral because she's been presumed dead. But Alan had kept it a secret what really happened to her. I don't know if you ever say anything to your adopted dad, but yeah, your dad right now, he's of course been very highly impacted by the death of his wife, because he loved his wife very dearly. And his relationship with you, whatever his relationship with you was prior, has not improved. So let me just put it that way.
Oh,
hasn't
shit.
improved. But I think because Alan never said anything, it hasn't worsened that much either. With the exception of, however, things may or may not have worsened based on the strain of raising a teenager. So, however, what has changed significantly, as we already stated, is the rift between yours and your brother never actually fully healed. Now, Alan is not a he's not a man of conflict. He very much tries to diffuse conflict. He's not a man of drama. He's very, very like carefree, like things go off the duck's back, whatever that saying is. So he's still, of course, cordial. He still is your brother, but you were never close as you were before. And we'll just take all that information that I just dumped on you and keep that in mind as we start this scene. So it's the middle of the night, and let's just say you woke up. Maybe you were having trouble sleeping. I don't know for what reason. You decided you were thirsty and you needed to go to the kitchen. Turians can still drink water. Is that correct?
Yes.
I feel like Turians can still drink water.
Any water, so that's great.
We'll say that you decided you needed to get a glass of water or something along those lines. You got up and you go in the kitchen, and it's in the middle of the night. And while you are getting yourself a glass of water, you hear noises in the living room, and if you were to investigate, you will notice that Alan is awake, and he is packing right now. He's packing a bunch of bags, which is news to you because you didn't yet. He wasn't going on. He didn't mention he was going on any trips or anything.
Logan is going to stay in the back and is going to keep quiet, and he's going to be watching Alan as he packs his stuff. And after a little bit of time, Logan's going to say, "So, where are you going?"
Alan pauses, and then he stops what he's doing and he looks in your direction, and he says, "I'm not sure, honestly. I just need time to be away. I'm not really sure."
Is this because of what happened before?
"What do you mean?" he says as he continues packing up his stuff.
Well, I just hope I didn't play a big hand in this decision, but
He stops again. He was putting away, we'll say, like, he was putting away, like, a few books and pencils and things away into a backpack, and then he turns around and he looks at you with a very, very serious look on his face. And then he says, "Can I ask you something, Logan?
sure, go for it."
Since you brought it up, we never really talked about that at all."
Understandably, I mean, I fucked you up really badly after that.
What was going through your head, Logan? What happened?
I don't know, honestly. It's probably not the answer you're looking for, but when it was all happening and going down, I saw our mom. Well, your mom. She's was one of those things, and you weren't. And I did the first thing that came to me, which was finding something and, you know, um, Logan is getting a little bit uncomfortable reciting this. And of course, uh, it was in the, well, I don't know what happened. I did what came first, and I thought you were going to die because I tried to move you first, but you weren't coming. And in my child brain, I don't know.
I mean, Logan, I've done a lot of thinking a lot of thinking since then, and I know that my mom wasn't curable. I know that if you didn't do what you did, I probably would have not survived. I know that you saved my life. I know all that. I mean, when I was a kid, I wasn't really thinking about those things. But looking back on it, I understand that. So thank you for that. But what I don't understand is normally when people are put in that situation and they try to save someone's life the way that you did, they don't normally continue shooting the threat over and over and over again like that. And not only not like that, but not having it seem like it really affected them that much. I watched what has happening, and I was watching my mom, but what I also was really watching was you. And that look on your face, it was nothing. You didn't seem to feel anything. And that scared me. Because even at somebody much older, that's behavior like that is sociopathic. And the fact that it happened to a 8-year-old child, that scared me.
Logan looks away for a second. He can't face his brother. And his mouth just starts to move. He's trying to think of something, but he really can't. Um, I'm. I. I don't. Well, I have been thinking, but I honestly, with what happened, I just. Well, we both know what this family is like, and I think as a kid I had some more aggressions than I did now, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I just I just I just hope that due to me doing that, I didn't hurt you more. That's what I mainly think about that. And obviously, like, I'm not stupid. We both are not stupid. I fucked up your life. I think it's very clear. You think I don't notice it? The bags under your eyes? When you're walking around at night? And I'm fine. Okay, there's probably something wrong with me. Who knows? Maybe it was from living in this house with your parents and the way they treated me. We both know how they treat me and how they feel about me.
I know.
Or it's from something else, or maybe I'm just fucked up from birth. I don't know. I honestly don't know, and that's probably not what you're looking for. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Look, I know that my parents have treated you way differently than they've treated me. I know. And I know that they've done things and treated you in ways that I'm sure have made you extremely, extremely upset at them, even hate them. I get that. I know that. But again, despite what they might have done to you, at 8 years old, and doing that over and over again when my mom was already dead. That pure hatred, just, I don't even know where that comes from. And I was trying to tell myself, I was trying to stop myself from saying, well, maybe it's a Turian thing, because Turians are supposed to be militaristic and they're supposed to be able to do things without, feeling anything, because they have to, because that's just the way that they're built. But I don't like looking at you as a Turian, Logan. I want to look at you as my brother. And I just feel like that day, my brother died along with my mom. I don't know what happened to my brother back then, but I miss him. I miss him so much. And I don't know if I've seen him at all these last 8 years anymore.
Logan doesn't have anything to say to that. Logan just is still not looking at Alan. He's crossed his arms slightly, like one hand over the other, and he's leaning against the side of the wall. And after a little bit, he looks up at Alan and he says, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry too. I thought that maybe I could help you, but I don't think I've been doing much good either.
It's fine. It's fine. Listen, I don't think I can stop you from leaving. I think we've come to that conclusion. We both know you're going to end up going. And Logan looks like he wants to go give him a hug, but he just backs off a bit because he doesn't want to make Alan feel uncomfortable. And Logan continues, just make sure you wash your underwear, make sure you clean your dishes, don't get involved with nasty groups of people.
You forgot, don't mix purple with orange.
Yes, never mix purple with orange. That's a very ugly combination. Yeah.
You're gonna be okay here?
I'll be fine. He looks like he's about to make a joke, but just cuts himself off.
Well, you have my number. You can probably sense that he's debating whether or not it's appropriate to give you a hug at this point. But it also feels very awkward. So instead, he just sighs. Because he's finished packing, and he reaches over and just kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder, but it's a firm pat on the shoulder. And then he looks you straight in the eye, and it's his eyes show. He's not welling up with tears, but you can see that his eyes are tearing up, almost as if to say that he feels he could have done better, or that he failed at something. And he just looks at you in the eyes and he says, "Goodbye, Logan."
Logan just looks at him for a bit and he says, "I'm not your fault."
I know that someday you'll figure out who you are.
I don't know if I'm all that interested in finding out. Because you know better than me. some things are better left unspoken.
He'll just take what you said and absorb it, and then he'll nod. And then he'll turn around and he'll pick up his bags and he'll go out the door.
Logan is going to lock the door, and Logan's going to enter into the living room. He's probably developed this habit already, as like breaking into like the liquor cabinet, and he's going to take out a bottle of vodka. He's going to go up to his room, and he's just going to pop it open. He's just going to drink, and he's going to start drinking it.
Okay. And we'll end the scene there. Well done, Mikhail. Very good. Well done.
I hope you're all not too sad.
Flashback number 2. This is taking place on Palaven. Nathan, you've been attending the biotic school on Palaven. This is before Grissom Academy. We'll say that you're at home with your adopted mom. Lithius is how you pronounce her name? Is that how you pronounce? Lithius. It's a Turian woman who has taken Nathan in. And Nathan, we'll just say that you're... do you picture this biotic school to be the kind of school where you live there for a while?
I mean, it's Turian, so more than likely, yeah. Because that like it introduces this brotherhood sort of.
Let's say either the first year, the first semester, something just finished, and now you're back home for the holidays or vacation or something along those lines. So some term is over. So you're not in school at this moment, but you're at home. What do you see yourself doing random afternoon at home with Lithius?
I'm assuming that I had homework to do over the break.
Sure.
He's either doing his homework or he is homework around the court. But like we've already done the whole court thing, so he's doing homework. He's doing his homework right now at home in his room. Probably listening to music. His guitar's in the corner. His room's probably big enough for someone like him because it's all Turian. It's probably all a bit bigger than what most humans are used to, but thanks to that, it's probably about the right size for him. He's chilling at his desk, pen, paper, whatever you write on in hand, and he is just doing homework.
While you're doing homework, from behind you, you'll hear a slight rap on the door.
He will take down his headphones and put down his pen and turn around and say, "Come on in."
Okay. The door opens, and in walks Lithius, your mom. Now, just to describe Lithius a little bit, she is... I don't consider her to be a very extravagant, or lavish kind of Turian. Most Turians aren't very materialistic. But the one thing that is distinguishable about her that does make her stand out, and it's probably the one guilty pleasure thing that she does treat herself to, is she needs to wear prescription glasses, but the type of glasses that she wears, she has these really beautiful emerald green tinted glasses, because the lenses are actually made from gems, very, very thinly cut gems. These gems being whatever the Turian equivalent of an emerald would be on their planet, on their homeworld. But she walks in with these beautiful emerald green tinted glasses. And based on the whiff that you can smell from outside of your door, Lithius has attempted baking again.
Oh,
I will let you...
Christ.
And human baking. So it looks like she tried making some what you humans call chocolate chip cookies, I guess. She's attempting to bake chocolate chip cookies for you, and I will let you decide how successful she's been
Well,
trying to
she's
bake you
probably
cookies.
been trying for like the last year or two.
Yeah.
So she's probably gotten a decent bit better in those 2 years of practice. So
Right.
they're probably like as good as an amateur baker could make them.
Okay, hopefully.
No.
I mean, if your mom, when mom tries to home bake something, hopefully you believe that they're a little bit better than they actually are, hopefully. But
Yeah. So like Nathan will stand up and go, "Hey, mom."
I made you a little snack. And she plops down the tray, and it has some freshly baked cookies. They don't necessarily look shaped like cookies normally are shaped. They're sort of like globs of things, which I guess I can kind of see that for Turians, if they were to have a cookie, it would be, they wouldn't, instead of having round discs, it would almost be more like
A square.
like not necessarily a square, but more like Turians, I feel like when they're in the kitchen, they're more practical and aesthetic. So they're more like it's almost like crystalline looking cookies. They're not actually as hard as rocks or crystals, but they have that
Hopefully.
like they have this form that just makes it look like a geode crystal, or like the inside of a geode crystal or something, but they
That actually
break
sounds
apart.
really cool.
Yeah, it sounds really cool, but I don't know if humans could eat it. But but anyway, so the cookies sort of look like a warped version of that, because she actually doesn't run into a lot of cookies, I guess, as she grew up. So she's trying to figure out how to make them based on how you've been describing it for them. But she plops it down along with a bottle of human low fat or non-fat milk.
Probably low fat, but there you go.
Sure.
Yeah. So he will actually stand up and go straight up to her and give her a hug, like a proper bear hug. Thanks, Mom. You're the best.
You're welcome, Nathan. Your studies going along very well?
And he will distract himself by picking up a cookie and like biting into it. These are pretty good, Mom.
Really? You're not just
Yeah.
saying that to make me feel better, are you?
He chews it and he goes, "Yeah, these are pretty good."
I've been watching a lot of videos on the extranet, and it's very hard to get the ingredients here on Palavin, but I think I was able to come up with some substitutes. The chocolate is okay, but you can tell it's, it's probably not the highest quality of chocolate. Probably like,
I mean, as someone who lived on the street, I'm pretty sure Nathan's like, chocolate is chocolate. I will eat all of it.
sure.
So like he just goes, "Yeah, these are really good. It's actually shown," and he'll swallow. Yeah, it's obviously shown that you're working hard. Like, thank you. And he will lean up and give her a kiss on the cheek.
How is school, Nathan?
Well, I got a test back, and he'll pick up like his math test, and it's like it's like a medium tier B. Like,
Okay.
it's not the greatest, but it's not a fail.
Yeah. Right. No. She says, "Good job, Nathan. B is a very good grade."
My teachers are nice. I like my English teacher. Well, my language teacher, I should say. Music teacher, he's a bit off, but I suppose that's what most people feel about music teachers. They kind of have to be off to do the whole music thing for a career. My biotics teacher is and he kind of trails off.
When you trail off, she sort of removes she removes her emerald green spectacles, and you know that when she takes off her spectacles, it means that she has something very serious to talk to you about.
Oh no.
And then she says, I actually was speaking to the headmaster of the school, and Nathan, he mentioned to me that you've been struggling a bit over at Biotic School. Is it the students? Is it the teacher? Is it the curriculum? Is it the school itself? Is it the faculty?
He like looks around the room like trying to find something to focus on that's not her right now because he doesn't want to look at her. But after a bit, he'll look at her in the eyes and say, "I don't know. I try. I try my hardest. Every day I go in there, and every day it's just not good enough."
Who thinks that it's not good enough? The students?
Me.
The teachers?
Me. I can't do what they do. I don't get it. I don't. And then he will very slowly turn to her and say, some of the students have been not, I don't want to say bullying because I know they don't mean it, but it gets on my nerves when they tease me over being so, having hair and being so pale and having to wear an enviro suit all the time. I don't know.
By this day and age, I'm surprised that we've not gotten past this already. I mean, I don't understand. It's not 30 years ago. I just don't understand why it's so difficult for some of us to get past these things.
Nathan will rub his cheek, and as he does, she will see a small little bruise on his inside of his bicep up here.
She squints a little bit and she puts her glasses back. What's that?
Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Nathan Alexander Callahan. Tell me the truth.
The second that she mentions his middle name, he's like, oh. There's this older student. I think he's in his last year. He really doesn't like me, and he might have pushed me into the lockers one day.
One thing about us Taurians, I will say, as proud as I am about us, we aren't the most adaptable of creatures. That's, I guess, one thing that humans tend to be admired about throughout the galaxy is their ability to adapt. And I think that it's very difficult for certain Turians, even right now, to let go of things that have happened back in the past. At least that's what I think is happening.
Yeah. I don't. I might have punched him.
Did he? Was he able to punch?
He pushed me in the locker, and no, he wasn't. He will suppress a smirk when he says that.
You can kind of catch Lithia sort of give you a little bit of a grin, but then she stops herself shortly after. Like, no, I shouldn't grin at him like that. I shouldn't
incite my son to violence.
I shouldn't endorse this. I shouldn't enable him. But she's so tempted to. She's very tempted to.
I did apologize to him. I didn't actually mean to knock out two of his teeth.
Knock out two of his teeth?
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Wait, hold up a second here. You were about to say something about don't. You know, screw it, and he eats another cookie.
She sits on the bed, and she says, Nathan, I've been doing some thinking, and I've been talking to a friend of mine. Her name is Kaylee Sanders. She is one of the directors over at Grissom Academy. We were seriously wondering if you would be open to at least trying a different school, at least for a little while.
He's like in the middle of like eating this cookie, and he kind of just he I wouldn't say he pauses. He almost freezes up, like his entire body just seems to stop for a second as he realizes what she's asking of him, and he will very simply just finish chewing the cookie and swallow and say, I don't really want to leave you. Whatever about school, whatever about everything else, I have you in my life now. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me.
She smiles at that, and then she takes her hand, and then she sort of, puts it on top of yours, or pats you on top of yours and gives it a squeeze. She says, that is very sweet, Nathan. I have to admit that I'm not completely happy about this sort of arrangement either. It's been nice having you around. I never had a child of my own, and much less a human one at that. You've taught me a lot of things over the years, like how to make chocolate chip cookies.
Good ones too.
I don't know how often that skill will be handy in the future, but I can imagine it's probably something that I can brag about at some point in my life.
You can brag about a lot of things, Mom.
As your mother, I have to think about what's best for you, even if it's hard. Because I'm not going to be able to take care of you forever. You've done a great job of taking care of yourself the moment that you landed on my lap, that's for sure. But there will be a time, Nathan, when you have to start thinking about what the greater good is and what is best for everyone as a whole, even when it's not easy.
He will very slowly pick up like the third cookie and just start nibbling on it. What is Grissom Academy?
Grissom Academy is another biotic school, but traditionally it's exclusively humans only. We think that maybe if you were among students of your own kind, it might be a lot easier for you to focus on your studies and not be distracted by all of the petty drama that seems to be occurring around you currently at your current school.
Can I still come visit?
Of course. And I can come visit you.
Oh, okay. I was expecting it to be some kind of like, once you're there, you can't leave kind of school until you're done. That just seems the way it sounds to me.
It used to be a little bit stricter, but after certain events that happened during the Reaper conflict, they were able to loosen some stronger ties that they had. Did you know that Shepard himself actually was in Grissom Academy during the Reaper conflict? It was attacked by...
I had heard
it was
rumors.
actually attacked by Cerberus.
Oh, yeah, I'd heard some rumors about that. So,
I think Kaylee realized that after So many of the students there were injured, some even died during that time. I think she realized that life is short sometimes, and these kids who are at the school, they need to spend time with their loved ones and their family members all the more.
And he will like split the cookie in half and just eat the part of it I nibbled on, and then put the other half back down for later. I'm not overtly happy about the idea of leaving the one home that I've had. And sure, I might not get along with everybody in school at the moment, but I've made some friends, so leaving them behind after making any friends, I guess if you believe that it's the best thing for me and that I can learn more there than I could here, even if it means leaving you behind, I guess I'll give it a go.
That's my boy, she says with a smile. And again, she'll take her arm and she'll wrap it around you in a hug. Like wrap it around like that. And she'll give you a bit of pull you in for a squeeze. And, she'll rub your shoulder and she'll say, and don't say that you're leaving home, Nathan. You can always come back. This will always be your home. And you can always come back here on Palaven to visit me.
I'm sure I will. And that Vista Villa, whatever it was you're looking for on, and I can't remember the name of the retirement moon or whatever they call it.
Sure, the retirement moon. Is that the one that's near Palaven? Okay.
It could be. It's like the
Okay.
Paradise Moon, whatever it's called. And
I like
villa,
that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like it's where all the rich Turians go to retire.
Oh, of course. It's like Florida.
Yeah. It's like Florida, but it's in space.
Yes. Yes.
That
you were
villa,
saying that La Villa.
That villa you're looking for, it's the first thing I'm going to buy when I get rich and make my friends.
You don't have to buy me anything, Nathan. Trust me.
But I want to.
Well, I just wanted to say I appreciate that very much. Oh, and just to make you feel a little better, I also got you something else besides the cookies. And she reaches down and she hands you a box. I know that it's only a few days before your birthday, but I thought that I would give this to you early.
He will go wide-eyed and give her this big pearly white smile, literally like a child at a Christmas tree, and open the box.
He'll open the box, and inside is a beautiful brand new jersey. The same jersey that you wore on your first day at Grissom Academy.
He will cover his mouth and, Mom, oh my God.
I had this shipped all the way from Earth, and from what I've been told, it's good quality and almost an exact replica of what they actually use on the official team.
Oh my God, Mom. You shouldn't have. Oh.
Just know, my dear, that no matter what happens, you will always be my superstar.
Oh, Mom. And he will have to stop himself from crying. He's getting watery-eyed and he's just staring at her oh my God. He can't contain his excitement right now. And he will very slowly take the jersey out and look and just hold it up in front of him and look and turn it around so he can look at the back of it. And then turn it around again and go, "Oh my God, Mom, this is so amazing. Thank you."
I'm glad you like it, she says, and she'll come in for a hug.
Oh, he will give her a big hug.
Okay. And we'll end that scene.
Oh, it's so cute.
We are now back on the train. What are Vito or Gimmick happening now that the train has stopped?
Vito's making a beeline for the bar section just to go and make sure his husband's okay.
Sure. And please move your tokens
Yep.
so I can keep track of where you are on the train at any given point. So you are going to move to the bar, and so Larrick is already like moving towards the front of the train as well, because I think he caught a sight of you guys making your way to the train. And you'll run into each other just as he's leaving the lounge area. Oh, thank the gods. Thank the gods, he says as he wraps his arms around you.
Yeah, Vito's doing the same, like, you're alive. Oh.
What do you think you were doing? Please tell me that was another Solarian with an Omni-Whip hanging off of a flying car outside of the windows. Tell me that was another one with the same hat.
Yes!
Oh, you've always been a terrible liar.
I'm sorry. At first I was trying to get to you. But then there were Varens and there's this kid that fell down the window, and I also fell down the window. I'm so glad you're okay.
I'm fine. I'm not the one outside hanging for dear life. I was here the whole time on this train. Not that this train was completely safe either, but still.
I don't know what I would have done if something had happened to you. Everything else is, I don't care. You're okay, and oh, I'm so sorry. This is how the evening went. He looks at the time. Happy New Year.
He looks at the time too. Oh, right. Yes, Happy New Year. So, let's not do this next year.
Yeah, I think the sushi restaurant was a better idea.
He'll nod. And he'll pull you in for another hug again. Gimmick, how about you?
I think that last session, Gimmick went to see how Pip was doing.
Yeah. So you're going to fly over and let's see. Pip was on the roof. Yeah.
Yeah, next to the child that they saved.
Yeah. So the child, Pip was able to free the child from the machine. And the child is basically like hugging her right now and shaking, and she's sort of comforting the child right now. There, everything is all right. See, the train has stopped. It's fine. It's just like playing those virtual reality video games. You see, everything is fine now. And the kid's still like shaking. Probably lost a good number of years off of his life, despite the fact that he was saved. He's like very white and pale. Oh, Gimmick, there you are. Were you able to help? I guess, were you able to help stop the train?
Yeah, but they had everything under control, it seems.
I'm glad. I have to say, you at least did a great part, made a huge part at saving this boy's life.
Oh, but that other lizard thingy with the whip, he was saving the guy, this little boy.
The lizard thingy?
Yeah. How was it called? Oh yeah, Pito.
Oh yes. Gimmick, I should probably tell you, you shouldn't call Vito a lizard thing.
Oh,
I think he would much appreciate being called a Solarian if you're going to call him anything.
oh, okay. I'll add that to my database. So, are you all right?
I'm fine. Probably going to be, my arms are probably going to be sore tomorrow morning. This little one, however, we need to get you to your parents. So did somebody call the CSEC, by the way?
Oh, what's CSEC?
CSEC is the law enforcement. Uh, I'm sure somebody must have noticed, but it might be good to contact them. I'll do it. I'll contact them.
Oh, wait. But are you going to turn me off?
No, why would I turn you off?
Well, last time I called the police, everything went black.
That's strange. You're going to have to tell me about that. I don't see why that would happen now.
Okay, I will trust you.
She will take out her Omni tool and contact the police. And based on the conversation, you will hear that they've already been informed. Several people around the Citadel noticed the train out of control, and I'm sure several people contacted CSEC. So she said that the CSEC's already on their way. They're going to be sending some cars over here, and told everyone to just stay on the train and just relax until they arrive.
Should we do something to help?
I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but just not get in the way.
Oh, okay. That seems all right. Are you all right? Gimme ask to the child.
The child looks at you silently, and then he sort of half-heartedly nods, almost as if he's supposed to say yes, even though I'm sure a huge part of him feels like he's not completely all right.
In a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel?
3.
Oh, there is anything that I could do to make you better?
I want to go home.
Well, we could help you with that. You just have to hold on a moment, and we will take you with your family.
He'll nod. I want my mom. I want my mommy.
You seem in distress, but there is no danger anymore. There is something wrong?
Gimmick, I think after this very traumatic experience, I think he just needs someone familiar to comfort him. So, in this case, a mother or father or family member or close friend would do very well.
Well, we should maybe go look for them?
Yes, that's what I was going to recommend.
Okay.
Let's go and try to find them.
All right. And Gimmick will follow Pip.
We're going to say that they will go down, and eventually they will see a mom and a dad, a man and a woman, rush up and embrace the child. The child just hugs very tightly and doesn't let go. And she'll turn to Pip and say, Thank you so much for rescuing my baby. And Pip will say, oh, it wasn't really me, ma'am. Our handy VI helped drive the car that rescued your boy.
Oh, no. All the credit to this achievement is deserved by the hero Vito.
Vito, the father says,
Yeah, the Solarian.
Where is this Vito? We should thank him ourselves.
I think he is in. Would Gimmick know where he is? Oh,
I mean, you left shortly
Yeah.
after, so I don't know if you necessarily know where he is now. He was at the front of the train.
yeah. Well, last time I saw him, he was at the front of the train.
Let's. Can you describe him?
Well, he has a fancy hat and really colorful clothes, and he's with. He has a whip.
We'll try to find him. Thank you. Gimmick is its name, Pip says. Thank you, Gimmick.
Oh, glad to help.
And the little boy, will wave, but he still is clutching his mom as they leave. Vito, shortly after your embrace with Solaric, you will see this family approach you, and you will clearly see the little boy that you had saved, and he's like pointing at you. The boy is pointing at you, and the mother runs up to you, and the father, and the mother has tears streaming down her eyes, and she says, "Are you Vito?"
Yes.
Vito, darling, thank you so much for saving my baby. If it wasn't for you, I don't know, I don't even want to think about what would have happened.
He kind of feels almost like his energy's coming back. Like, it was nothing.
Nothing? You're a hero as far as I'm concerned, the dad says. Yes, you are our hero.
Vito's smile grows. I only did what I thought was the right thing to do. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. If there's anything to do, we could do. You're welcome to have dinner at our place. We can anything. We don't have very much, but we can do anything to at least try to show you our gratitude. Dinner would be really nice, Solaric says as he turns towards Vito. Maybe sushi this time, he says, nudging Vito.
Well, I suppose that does sound nice. I wouldn't say no.
Nathan will walk into the poker room. Cigar still in his mouth. It's still burning somehow. It smells of like, it's this nutty, spicy kind of scent kind of wafts around with him. He will. I'm assuming this is like a kitchen or something like that. This bit here, this bit like right here. Assuming this is like a kitchen or something.
Yeah, that is the kitchen. That is where they. Yes, correct. That is the kitchen.
Cool. He will walk on past that, and he will kind of stop here and lean up against the wall and just look at Freya.
Freya right now, so she's acting a little funny, and you've seen this before. She has clearly experienced something very like extreme, and when this happens, when Freya finds herself in a situation that she just can't deal with, she does something to escape from it, and so right now she's acting a bit high at the moment. She seems to have her head in the clouds right now.
Nathan takes the cigar and he takes a nice long slow drag out of it, takes the cigar out of his mouth and exhales, and just kind of sighs and then puts it back in his mouth and very slowly approaches Freya. Very slowly.
Okay. Shias is still sitting right next to her, and she's currently like just observing what's going on because there isn't much she can do at the moment except wait for the authorities to arrive. But Frey is right there at the other side of the table, and she kind of half sees you, and says, Nathan, what are you doing here?
Frosian, and if just to light us in here, nobody else in this room knows what that word means because it's Irish. It's a dead language, but she knows. It means
Okay.
princess.
Okay.
In the most endearing way, he says it, and he kneels down next to her and he says, "Are you okay?"
I'm fine. I've never been better. How about you? Are you having a very good New Year's Eve? What are you doing later tonight?
You see that she probably doesn't notice the fact that Nathan is covered in blood,
No,
mostly his
not at
own.
all. Not at all.
His shirt's torn up.
Yeah, she doesn't notice
And
that.
he will very simply say, probably going to the hospital for tetanus shots, I dare say.
What? Hospital? You are not making very much sense. Why are you going to the hospital?
I was bitten. And he will very surely direct her face towards some of the blood on his shirt, which
Ooh.
pops out.
Ooh. That looks messy. You should have that cleaned.
Yeah, probably. And without really saying much else, he will just reach out and slowly place a hand on her opposite side of the head mask and pull her into his chest, very gently.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just glad you're okay.
I'm fine, Nathan. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Shias is just observing, and she's just, tapping her fingertips against her chin. And again, not saying anything, but just observing.
Yeah, everything's fine, babe. So, I gotta go do something. You just don't go anywhere, okay?
I'm just going to sit here and have myself another drink. Maybe some water, dear, Shia says.
And he will turn to Freya and say, all right, I gotta go. I'll see you later, I guess.
Oh, I'll see you later. Yes. We still on for our date again tomorrow?
Yeah, Banfrontiana. Yeah, we are. And he will let her go and stand up, and cigar in mouth still, he will proceed to walk towards the bar because he needs a drink.
Okay. All right, you'll walk towards the bar. Is anyone other than Nathan doing anything at the moment?
Dia has probably gone to the bar to just bottle up a few drinks in her hands. She has a bunch of vodka holding it, and she looks very annoyed.
Right. So right now the bartender isn't there at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So several people have actually probably started following Dia's lead and started helping themselves. Because why not? They're helping themselves a bit.
I don't blame them.
They're like, oh, well, if the Turian's going to go get some drinks, I guess the rest of us will. So as soon as Dia definitely takes the first action and, grab the bottles. Then several others are like, and they go follow suit and grab pour themselves some drinks as well.